Hey, what's going on, fans? As always, I'm Bobby the Bot.
And I'm James the Con.
And together we are... So today we're coming back at you with a review of a figure I know I've been waiting for. It's been recently released, and I guess I should say two figures that I've really been waiting on, and they've both recently been released, and that is the Missing Link CO1 and CO2. So, James, I know how excited you were about this, but I definitely wanted to get your opinion on it, and I think we should bring back something that we used to do when we first started the channel, and that was called Convince Me. James, you want to introduce what Convince Me is all about?
Yes. So as you guys know, this is a channel for two different types of collectors, and Convince Me is very simple. We just try to convince the other person to buy the figure. It's as simple as that. But we did make it a little more interesting, I think. So there are going to be 5 points that we're going to be talking about. 2 for bot mode, 2 for vehicle mode, or whatever alt mode the figure has, and 1 for the transformation. And they're going to be tailored around our particular likes, so we could try to convince the other person to pick it up. So it should be a lot of fun. Expect more of them in the future, but it is going to just be a review type of show, and we'll see if Bobby can get me to buy this figure. It's going to be an uphill battle, that's for sure.
Yeah, it is. Now, I think with that, we do need to put in here that, we have to take budgetary restraints out of it. So, there may be something where it's just like, yeah, it's a $500 figure. I can't afford it right now, so I'm not going to get it. So it's more so if we take out budgetary restraints, would you go ahead and buy this if you had the disposable income?
Definitely. And one more thing. All of these points are arbitrary, and we can change them at any time whenever we want to. So keep you on your toes. So with that, why don't we get into the figure? And I think Bobby wants to show it off in bot mode, or not bot mode, boxed mode, as I'm going to.
Yes. So I wanted to do a couple of things here. One, I have a lot of primes. I am the bot after all. So here it is in its bot mode, or box mode, as I should say. And I think this box is great. You can actually see a lot of the details of the articulation here. Again, this is CO2. You can see where the tech specs, and I mean, this is just nostalgia for me. This box art takes me right back to when I was a kid. And again, you can see the matrix, the steps to transform him, which again, I do remember as a kid, and I apologize for this glare. And then on the back, there's some stuff that I definitely can't understand. We'll use some type of Google Translate or something to work that out. So I thought this packaging was really, really cool. And for comparison, I brought out the release of the single figure by Walmart that came out a few years ago. And you can kind of see that they really paid homage to that. Again, the transformation on the top. This is a little bit different, but the figure on the side in bot mode and robot mode. And then if I could tuck here, again, we can kind of see the figure. So I thought this was really cool that they actually did that. And then again, you can see on the back here, I guess I should probably get my sticky fingers out the way. But for comparison, I think this is really cool. Granted, this box is a lot smaller, but this was the re-release. James, what do you think about the box art?
I think the box is great. The one question I have is if the original one is closer to the Japanese packaging.
That,
if the Missing Link, if it's a 1-to-1 on that packaging, or if it is something different, because I would want it to be exactly the same.
I could definitely see
that. But if
it's
the same to the Japanese packaging, completely makes sense. I get it. But it is really cool. I really like that throwback packaging, and if I was an in-box collector, I would want it. But everybody knows I'm not.
Well, with that, we also talked about we were going to be comparing CO1 and CO2. So let's break out CO1 here. And this one looks amazing. I love how big he is on the front right here. Love that you can still see the bot and the trailer together. Again, this used to come packaged in alt mode. This picture looks pretty similar to the last, except for you can see that they added the trailer. And here's the nice picture with the tech specs. You can see all the functions on the trailer on the back. Again, another pose shot with the trailer. On the top, same thing. And on the bottom, things I can't read. Now, with this one, I actually have a KO of Prime. And again, similar features here, where this one actually has the transformation on top. This one did not. You can see the figure in bot mode with the truck next to him in alt mode. Similar here. And then on the back, I do actually like this one better with the bigger shot of the picture. And my light is just all over this. But I also like this one where it shows the trailer and all the functions of the trailer. So I think both boxes are equally good, even though they're different. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I do have to say, I think it's funny that I heard the styrofoam squeaking, and then
Yes,
you're moving those things around. But I think this box actually looks better.
this one.
If I again, well, no, both just in general, both of them.
Okay.
I do think the other box looks better just because that big piece of art on the back is really nice. But they're both really cool. And again, if I was an inbox collector, I would really be thinking about picking this up.
You actually talked about something that was really cool about this, and that's that they brought back the styrofoam for these figures. And again, this just struck everything as 8-year-old me that I could ever want. So I did get Optimus Prime for Christmas when I was a kid. So that's it for the box. Let's go ahead and jump into what the figures look like outside of the box. So we're back. We're going to talk about Missing Link, the CO2 first, only because it doesn't have as many accessories. So I think we should start off with what came inside the box. First thing you'll get is a nice little card here. I think you'll love this because I know how much you love pink. So this is a cool little card. I must admit, it is very, very flimsy. And I might need to turn off my light here because this glare is. Let's see. Is that better?
Yeah, you can see it better. Yeah.
Okay. So again, shows a side view, shows a front view. I really don't like the proportions of his arms in this picture. They look very, very long, but nice little action shot there. They put a little hole in here if you wanted to wear it around your neck or something like that, maybe.
Maybe pin it to a wall.
Yeah, maybe, but it's very, very flimsy. I do not like that about this. You get
Why is it pink? Was the original one pink?
I don't the original one didn't come with a
Oh, it was to cut it out of the back, right?
yes. Well, there's no cards. There's no cards at all. You had the text.
Oh, it was the text spec. Yeah.
Yes. So this is.
I don't like that it's pink at all.
Okay, so yeah, I don't see why they did this.
Yeah.
You do get your tech specs, which this is thick, which I actually really like. The card should have felt like this. Like they like traded positions. This is like this is really thick. Comes with instructions, which again, we already know what that means. Comes with stickers, which give or take it if you love stickers. But this is really cool. And I'm just now seeing this. I remember as a kid getting these pullouts, and it had all the new toys that were coming. So this shot here makes me think, what if they did all these in Missing Link? So we see
really cool.
A Megatron, we see a Hound, see a Soundwave, see Seekers. I mean, if they did all these in Missing Link, I'm sold. So again, really, really cool. Good artwork on both sides. So I think you'll like that about this figure. Not enough to buy it per se, but I think that was really cool that they included that.
I have to agree. I remember getting the Beast Wars Neo and stuff, after the fact. And you would get those big long things, and it was so cool to see all the figures.
Yeah, as a kid, I used to pin them up on my wall. So Something I didn't mention because I didn't know until I opened it. They also added the points that as a kid used to cut these out and mail away for those mail away transformers. So really cool there. But what we've all been waiting for, let's talk about the figure. So here he is outside the box. Has the rub sign, which I love. I didn't even try to see if it works or not, but let's see.
Oh, it better work.
Oh yeah, there's a little blue in there. Definitely can't tell, but yeah. So it looks good. It is, nothing special about it in this mode that you would love. For me, this is what Optimus Prime is supposed to look like. The flatbed, the flat-faced truck, the Autobot insignia is a little bit different than what I was used to as a kid. Can you see that there?
Mm-hmm.
It's the white outline. Now, that is something that I know you love because you've praised the outlines of some of the stickers you've been getting for your figures. So that's really cool. The front opens up, have a spot for the Matrix. And while we're talking about it, let's go ahead and bring that out here. And here's a shot of the Matrix. Looks pretty good. Hollow in the back, but who's back is the way I look at it. But it looks really good in the front. I like the gray. I like the gold, the blue. I think these colors look really good. It does also come with his axe, which the way he holds it now is so cool. And of course, his gun, which has 2 posts because he can hold it with both hands now, which we'll get into when we talk about the bot mode. So these are accessories. The Matrix can just fit right there in his chest. Now, as a kid, when I had the original, I used to put the fist right here so I wouldn't lose them. So I don't know if you knew about that, but
I do, yes.
So this is it in alt mode.
Okay.
All right. What I'm going to do, well, what do you think so far?
It looks like it should.
That's what I figured. It pretty much looks like it should.
It looks good for what it's supposed to be. I mean, it's nothing groundbreaking, and I don't think it's meant to be.
Right. And I mentioned about the one I used to have the fist for, so I brought out the 25th anniversary version for comparison. And I just realized that the smokestacks on this
safety hazards and stuff. If you look a lot of the Hasbro ones, they cut off the most smokestack so you don't poke your eye out.
Jeez, I've never noticed that until now. But you can kind of see here, they filled in the lights on the new one because there's no need for the holes for the fist like on this one. As I mentioned, I store the fist in here. So side by side, we can see they look very, very close.
Yeah, they do. I could tell the new one, the Missing Link one, does seem to hold together a little bit better.
Yeah, this one is kind of sloping.
But again, there's 40 years of difference between the two of them.
Yeah, this one is 15 years old. So, but you can see the different sticker on the side there. Underneath, I mean, honestly, though, there's minor details that tell you which one's which. But I think they knocked it out the park.
They did.
So, wow, something else I didn't notice. Okay, I'm just finding out all types of things with this one.
He's convincing himself.
I am. So now let's look at CO1, which is him in the trailer. So again, slight differences here. You can tell by the insignia. This is more of the insignia that I grew up remembering, the color, and it's on both sides, whereas on this one it's not. Now I'm going to focus on this one a little bit. So this one also comes with some accessories here. It still comes with the card, but
that looks a lot better.
Yes, it does. I totally agree. And just for comparison's sake, they have the same pose, but I think the red looks a lot better.
And if anybody knows why they chose pink, please let us know in the comments below.
Yeah, I have absolutely no idea. But the back looks pretty much the same as well. It does come with the same thick textbook reader. Instructions, which I won't go through the instructions. It looks like the same color or same artwork here. A much bigger sheet of stickers because it does have the trailer, which I haven't opened yet. So this will be the first time I see it at the same time you see it. So there we have the trailer. We also have roller, which is gray instead of blue. So when I was a kid, it came with the blue roller. And for comparison, I'm going to bring out the roller. Well, actually, before I do that, something I saw in here, which was really cool. So it actually has the light that roller had from the cartoon, but it goes this way. You can flip it up and it gives you the little spot. Where did that thing go? Here it is. Which will be familiar for his little, I thought this was like a gas tank or whatever. Little accessory that plugs into the top of them. So I thought that was really cool that you can actually have both modes on here. Flip it back up. Because on the original, you only had the hole for this to peg in and nothing else. So that's what roller looked like for me as a kid. All right. In terms of details, pretty much the same details. Can't really see the molding on the blue. But the molding is exactly the same. You still pop the tires on the same way. Looks about the same size, just in a different color.
Okay.
All right. So let's talk about this trailer. It does come with the missiles on a spruce, so you can put those in. I think they may fire. I'm seeing springs in here. And just for comparison purposes, let's go ahead and open this up, which you can do. You still have the little turn thing in the back here that will spin the antenna around. Still have the claw. But let's go ahead and bring in the old trailer for comparison. I mean, honestly, the stickers look exactly the same. The color gray is a little bit different. Let me turn this light back on to see if we can get a little bit better comparison here. The new one is a little bit darker. Can you see that?
I can. It's a little more yellow too.
Yeah, so it's definitely, you know, a little different there. Again, the blue is darker on the new one than the blue on the old one. But everything else is pretty much spot on. Even when you close up the trailer. One thing I did notice just now, the missiles on the old one are a lot longer. And they do not, these do fire as well. So, but you can tell that the missiles are a lot different in size.
You think they want them to be longer so you don't swallow them easier, but I mean, I don't know health and safety codes.
I don't know either. So again, I know you're not going to be excited about a trailer. You typically hate the trailer anyways. So I won't spend a lot of time going into that, but it's something that comes with Prime. Again, it looks great in comparison to the old. Let's see if there's much difference on this side here. I didn't close them all the way up, but it looks pretty much the same.
It does.
So won't go into too much detail there. Now let's get into the transformation.
Well, before we do that, what are your 2 points? Why should I pick this up? What are the 2 points specifically towards me about why this vehicle mode is worth it?
Honestly, I don't think you'll pick it up for the vehicle mode.
Well, come on, you got to play the game.
I'm going to play the game, and literally the only thing that I would pick for that is the outline of the sticker, or which isn't a sticker. That's honestly because I already know you don't like trucks. You're not a vehicle person in any way. You think this is a boring looking truck. So I'm going to save
I don't think it's boring looking. I just think it's overdone.
I'm going to save my points for the bot mode.
Okay.
You said we can use them how we want. That's where I'm going to use my points at.
He's already breaking the rules. Episode 1.
Yes.
All right. So I'll take the insignia as 1.
That will honestly be my and actually that's only on the version without the trailer. Now, where I do think you would pick this up because you do like, so I take that back. I will give another point. You actually always want just the inner bot of a Prime anyway, and you usually despise the trailers. So picking up CO2 gives you the insignia, and you can do without the trailer, and you'll just have the bot, which you really only care about anyway. So those would be the 2 points of why I think you should pick up this version instead of the other version.
I actually like the other one better. I like it on both shoulders.
Well, good thing you have some extra stickers. You can add it to the other shoulder.
Exactly. All right. Well, why don't we get into transformation? Are you going to be doing that on camera? Are you going to be brave?
I'll be brave and do it on camera. This is pretty
all right.
Easy. So
let's see it. Just keep him to it. When we do the King Toys Dinobots, make sure you tell Bobby that he has to do that on camera.
James will be doing all those on camera.
All right. Let's see it.
So let's see if I remember how to do this. And I literally I'm saying that because I just took this out the box. So of course we're gonna flip down the toes. Very easy. We're gonna pull down on. Am I doing this right? Yeah, there we go. Pull down on the legs. This is something new, which now the fist actually tuck in. Oh, love it. And so we'll slide those out, flip those out, flip those out, bring them to the side, pull back on the shoulders, bring those up forward, and flip up the head. And we now have Optimus Prime fully transformed. I think this aspect right here is amazing. I was so blown away. The other cool thing is, well, I'll get into that when we start talking about articulation, but just the simple fact that his arms, look at that. That is amazing. Like, do you know?
Again, that's articulation.
This is amazing. I couldn't believe it.
Well, let's talk about the transformation really quick.
I'm sorry.
Anything that sticks out with that?
Did you not see how I didn't have to add any fist?
Yeah. I was gonna say that needs to be standard. I understand the old school, you want exactly what you had as a kid, but this is just a quality of life improvement.
Honestly, honestly, that was probably the only step that was added that was new compared to the other one. And again, here's the old one, pretty much the same. Flip up the head, but of course we have to go in here and pull out these fists and plug these things in to get our Prime. So the other difference on this, you can see that this one's a little bit more pinker than the new ones, but the transformation made a world of difference just because I don't have to worry about losing the fist.
Yeah.
That's a huge point for me. So transformation, not very exciting, not very in depth. The fist is the only point that I can make that makes it worth it.
Yeah.
And just, I'll do it on this one as well. It's so crazy. I'm messing with articulation without trying to mess with articulation. And boom, there we go. So we have both of these transformed. And while I'm trying to convince you, I'm also showing off the differences between all three versions as well. So a lot of multitasking here. So this is 02, this is 01. James, you saw the transformation. What do you think about the transformation?
I'm glad that it stays true to the original. And I already said it, the fists are a quality of life improvement. But I mean, they weren't looking to innovate the transformation as far as the articulation. So why don't we get into this bot mode? I'm curious.
Yes. So some of the things that I forgot to mention on the CO1, I did forget to show this matrix, which is,
oh, that's nice.
It's in, looks like really shiny gold actually, and you can see the blue here in the center. It also is hollow in the back, which I don't like. But again, Prime doesn't hold it backwards. He also comes with his axe, which is more gold than the other one. The other one's more yellow. I really like this one better, personally.
Me too.
And he comes with his blaster, which again is subtle differences. This one has gray and this one's all black. So the gray one goes with the 02, which is the one without the trailer, and all black goes with 01, which is with the trailer. So those are the big differences between the two. Let's talk about bot mode. I'm going to put these down. You hear that? You hear that? You hear that ratchet? Oh my God, I'm so excited right now. So between these two, you can see there's definitely more color on here on the arms. There's detail. It's actually plastic detail that's painted in here.
Oh,
Looks
wow.
really, really good. So it's not it's molded detail that's in there. This one, the mold is there. It's just not colored. The hands do open. It is just a single pin going through, so all the fingers open together. The thumb does not open up, but you do get wrist swivel. You heard it. That's like music to my ears. The ratchet's there because of transformation, but you also get some arm rotation there, which you did in the original as well. This here, you can never do this. I mean, he's flexing. Optimus Prime can flex. Look at that. Really cool. He can hit the Hulk Hogan. The head spins around. You know, he can point. Look at that. He's doing the Hulk Hogan. Look at that. The legs. Oh my gosh. He can never do this before. He can actually sit down and pose. Oh, you hear that too? These are just things that Prime could never do when I was a kid. So the part that I think you'll really like is that. Did you hear that?
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear that ab crunch there, James?
I did.
And it's a solid. Look at that. I mean,
it's one click.
It is just one click. Actually, yeah, it's actually two in here. Nope, it's one. I'm sorry. It just feels like 2. It is one.
It sounded like 2 as well, but
Yeah,
you probably can't get it in between.
Yeah, I can't get it in between, but I can see, you can see the grooves in the back. But yeah, it feels like there's just one. The head again does swivel. This is the yellow eyes. We have blue eyes over here. We have details on the feet. You can see the rear lights there. On this one, again, not painted, just the gray. You can see the leg art with, and this is actually detailed as well and painted. So these are not tempo stickers or anything here, which I really can appreciate. Where this one, there isn't anything. You can still see the details, the molded details in there, but just no color. You can see the back is pretty hollow, which is similar to the original. There's actually, let's see if I can get this on camera. There's a split here, so you can actually get wider stances and poses, so you can do things with his legs. Also, you can lift these up to get, look at that. Optimus Prime can throw a flying kick. So again, the articulation, which again, almost a full split. I know you actually expect this now with your Transformers, but for someone who grew up without this, this is like heaven. And everything's really stiff, which is good, like a good stiffness. So my 2 points on this would be articulation. Again, I know you expect it, but you expect it so much. Not all new Transformers come with a nab crunch, and I know how much you love a nab crunch.
I would say almost none of them do, unless it's a mistransformation, which I do to get that. Okay, valid.
I also think that you would like the molded details in here. That because you have an option between the two, I think this one would stand out because it does have the molded and the colors in here that you would like. It does have the insignia on both arms, even though it's not the one you like. I'm not sure if you like the blue eyes or the yellow eyes, or if you even care. Personally, I like the blue eyes better, but this one actually does work for me. And I didn't show this off, but he can, and I'm not going to worry about exactly a pose or anything with him, but he can hold his gun with 2 hands. So you do get some it's not a quite a butterfly, but the arms do move enough that he can hold his gun with both hands. Also, with his axe, really cool little clip here. Slides right on in. And we just clip it at the back, and he has his axe. So he can chop, chop. If James doesn't like
go
this
be a
figure.
lumberjack. All right. So, anything else on this figure before we get into our final thoughts?
So for me, again, I love it. I grew up with this. I know this wasn't your first Prime. Do I think I've convinced you to purchase it? No. Do I think you should purchase it? Of course. Is it for your collection? No. But given what they've done and how they've changed what a figure can do from the time I grew up to where it's at now, I think it's amazing. And for that, I think you would appreciate, if not this figure from the Missing Link, something else that's going to come from the Missing Link that may fall into your con heart.
My deep dark con heart. All right. Well, let's take a quick break, and we will be back with my final verdict. 3, 2, 1. All right. Well, did Bobby convince me to pick this figure up? Yes and no. No, because I'm not picking up Optimus Prime. Yes, because I'll be picking up Nemesis Prime, because we all know that's coming out eventually.
Wow.
So I think that this thing does. We haven't shown off our collections yet, but I have 3 shelves of Nemesis Prime repaints. Nemesis Prime, Shadow Panther, all the black repaints. So I think he's going to fit right in there. Bobby says he has no place in my collection, but he would there. Looking down the line, Megatron, Soundwave, Starscream, Skywarp, Thundercracker, Predaking, A Boy Can Hope. I would pick all those up. I'm just not interested in Autobots. Unless they did... Would there be one that I would pick up? No.
No, I can't think of one myself.
It would have to be something really weird for me to want to pick that up.
Maybe a Mirage, maybe.
No. Even then, I would get the red version of Mirage.
Yeah.
I would also pick this up if it was Ultra Magnus, if you could buy that with just the cab. That would be another way I'd pick it up. So you did convince me a little bit. I did like all those features and whatnot, just not as Optimus Prime. So I'm going to give you half a star for that.
So I guess the concept is that you can get as much as a full star. Then we're not talking about 5 stars, and you're only giving me half a star. That would be bad.
That's what I was thinking of, the SpongeBob episode where they put the stars on the board. But we'll go with that. If we're gonna do 5 stars, I'd give you 2 stars.
Dang. All right. Gotta go practice some more.
You do. So that was our look at the Missing Link Prime. Let us know if you guys are picking it up below. You could go ahead and pick this up at The Chosen Prime, our official sponsor. And big shout out to all of our members. Thank you so much for joining us on this journey. With that being said, we'll see you at the next news cycle, and we'll see you guys very soon.
As always, till all debates are won, or till I convince him to buy something.
Yeah, and we'll see. We have to flip the script, and maybe I'll have to convince Bobby to buy something. It already happened once. You could go watch our other Convince Me. So see you guys next time.
See you.